Hi, welcome to this week's video. I am so excited to make this and show you guys everything. This is something that Spencer and I have been working on for years, and it's just so exciting to kind of see it coming together. I may leave you on a cliffhanger, not intentionally, but also because we're left on a cliffhanger. So I'll post updates as they come, but essentially this is house hunting. If you've seen me before, hi again. Thank you for watching my video. If you're new, my name is Bex. Welcome. If you enjoy my videos and my channel, then please feel free to subscribe so you can continue to see my videos. I post every week except last week. I did not because I was sick. Anyway, let's dive into the good stuff. So this first house, I'll just call this house number 1. This is a townhouse. There is another house that's attached. Every single wall in this house was full of colors. It was very big and spacious, but of course, as you can tell, it's quite filled with the previous owner's things. They were still currently living there. So you had to really use your imagination to picture what it would be like to live there. I was able to do that, so was my mom. We really enjoyed this place. We thought that it was so big. Obviously, we would probably have to repaint it, but that just seems very minimal in the grand scheme of things. We loved that there was a wooded area is actually on the property line, so we would be able to do things to it if we needed to, or we could change or add some stuff to it. Just in the future down the road, it would be so cool to have kids and let them have that outdoor space and play. So this was definitely something that I was interested in, loved, but it was the first house. So of course we had to keep going. We had to keep looking. So that brings me to house number 2. House number 2 is actually surprisingly close to the first place we saw. And this is a standalone home. There, it definitely gave a first home feel to it. It was empty, so it was way easier to envision what life would be like there. What you see is what you get. There was no garage, which for me, that is something that I really want, mostly because we live in the Midwest and the winters can be kind of brutal sometimes. So just having a car where you don't have to scrape off the windows just sounded so amazing to me. Essentially, I saw this place, I thought it was pretty good. I definitely loved the townhouse much better than this one, mostly because there was much more space and room to grow, and I just felt like my creativity was flowing with the first place versus this one. So just based off of that, I was already dismissing this place. I still wanted to keep it on my list because if Spencer could envision something with this place, then I wanted to be open to it, and I didn't think it was a bad option. So number 3, this place we will call Dream Home. So this is a condo, but it's essentially just like a townhouse. There's 4 homes in this huge building. It was just actually a very big surprise for how large it was. I really don't think that there needs to be anything done to this place. It's move-in ready. Anything that we would want to do is more so for our aesthetic and feel, things that we like. Nothing needs to be done with this place. Whereas the first townhouse, the carpets needed to be ripped out because they had a pet. So they had a very strong smell. They were just dirty, stains, things like that. But anyway, this place, all brand new carpet upstairs, and the floor was all nice laminate flooring, really well done. It just looked so nice. I'll let the videos speak for themselves.
Good. Very good. I like up there at the other place. I didn't like that part.
Yeah, this is so nice. I like that there's a little balcony. Wow.
This is the balcony off of your bedroom. This is where this is.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that it would go. This is great.
This is really nice. And this is another closet. Oh, like a linen closet. But you can make it a closet.
Yeah. Yeah, because this is the other closet, right?
Oh, man.
I like this one a lot.
Find out how much the association is.
So there's 2.5 bathrooms. That's unbelievable. This is very nice.
Yeah.
I don't think I opened this. Oh, this could be like a pantry. That's what this is. You just crashed into some car. So this place, the price just did not match the quality of this house. We would have to put so much money into this place to make it worth it, but I thought it was a very quaint house. Obviously it was well used, well loved. I think that it still had a lot of potential and you could make it work, but with the price that it was, it just didn't seem worth it. I really liked the area and location, but ultimately it just didn't make sense to invest in this one out of the other ones that we saw, and they were actually less than this house. So I will just call meh house. And then the last two are condos, and they were actually a town away from where we live. So ultimately that is already a negative for us, but they were significantly less in cost. So it might be a sacrifice we were willing to make, especially for saving money. So we went there, and the first place was all really well redone. It was more spacious. It just seemed like a fancy apartment compared to the one that we live in, but it ultimately still just felt like an apartment. So we felt like, or I felt like, we could just rent another apartment that has a nicer, newer feel, and we could get the same thing and be paying less and then just save up to buy a house versus staying here and this being what we invested in. That's just how I felt. I'm sure some people would probably say that that's kind of like what a townhouse or a condo is. But the townhouses and condos that we saw, and maybe you'll see that in the video, they just didn't feel like an apartment. They felt like a home. Like you wouldn't really realize or think that they were condos or townhouses or that you're sharing like a building. It just felt like its own. So I really liked that. You had your own garage, you had your own entry and exit way. You didn't have to share it with anybody. Versus these places, you shared the entryway, you shared everything. The other place, much smaller, but lower in price. However, both of these places that were the town away from us, the HOA fees were the highest. They had ridiculous high amounts for the space that it was, and it just felt so small. So if we moved to an apartment, the same, if not significantly less. So it just canceled itself out right away for us. These are all the places we saw. So after I narrowed down all 6 of these places, the failed townhomes, the meh house, I knew that the last 3 places we saw were just off the table, not interested. And the first 3 were definitely really big contenders for our house. So I brought Spencer along and we checked out these 3 places. He's currently pursuing his master's. He's really close to getting it. This summer he will be done. So just to save him some time, because a lot of his time is truly invested in his schoolwork, I kind of kick-started the whole process and spoke with lenders and did all of the nitty-gritty stuff, like all the details. And Spencer would come in more towards the end after I've narrowed things down, and then we would make the decision together. So thankfully my mom kind of helped me with the beginning process and the things like that. And so that's why she's in all these video clips at the beginning. So here's the important details. So I filmed a few real-time updates of what was happening with each of these places. So I'll show that next. So much happened. The top two both got offers and accepted those offers the same day we saw it, within hours of each other. And so I was so sad, and I also didn't even know what all of that meant. We didn't know that the sellers accepted the offer until much later. So Spencer and I were talking about getting this house for like an hour, 2 hours, and going over all the details and information. And then we finally decided, okay, we're going to take a look. We looked at some numbers, and right as we were working to schedule a viewing, that's when we received notice that the sellers accepted the offer from a different buyer. It's okay, it just wasn't meant to be. Today, I'm at work, and I'm driving home, and I get a notification. The buyer's having buyer's remorse, and they might pull out from the deal, from the house that you liked. And I was like, no way. So then if they end up doing that, then we could see the place today. So that's where we're at. So I want to see what Spencer thinks of it, but I'm so hopeful because I love this house, and I'm trying not to love it because it might not work, and I need to make sure that I protect and guard my heart to not be like heartbroken and sad. So it's hard to it is hard to imagine
with like empty, or
yeah,
you know, like
right. And that's fair. That was why me and Mom were like, you really have to have an open mind and use your imagination.
Maybe they'd want to leave this and I could put all my Lego sets in there. You don't have any, none of them have lighting. Everything's lamps.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Not the greatest size. Yeah.
These are all really, really nice too.
Yeah,
so
they are.
there's another room right here.
Yeah, because we saw that with my mom and Rashad, and
Okay.
we really liked it. And that same day, he was like, they already accepted an offer.
Let's see.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah,
Is it me or do I smell cigarettes out here?
I smell something.
I
And
can't.
it does look like they had this.
I would assume, unless they've replaced it recently.
It looks somewhat newer.
I think it did say furnace AC one here too.
Yeah,
There was
it
that.
goes into the master.
There are two.
How's it looking in there?
I like this little entry.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very nice.
I like this one.
A lot more counter space in this one.
Yes, yeah.
I like the backsplash.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Okay. You said it had all that stuff that you
And the
liked.
pantry.
And did your mom like this one too?
She loved this one. She was like, this is a dream house.
It's definitely a good starting point for you guys.
Yeah, I would say so.
I like this one.
I know. I told you would.
Okay. That's something I worry about.
Bit of a struggle to get out.
That door.
We're filling out some paperwork for maybe our first home. Hi, so the last time I had a clip was when Spencer and I were putting in an offer for a place. That all happened super late last night. Like, our agent put in our offer at like 10:30, 11 p.m. last night. So we weren't gonna hear back probably until this morning. So it's next day, and our agent reached out to let us know that actually the sellers had already accepted another offer, but it's a contingent offer based off of the other buyers being able to sell their house, and they can decline or pull out or something. So we'll find out later this afternoon any more details or information, if that's gonna work out and our offer's just, not even viable. So a few signs I thought was interesting to share is that this place was listed the day of my birthday. The other sign about this place that's really cool is that their next door neighbor went and sold their place, and because I love the place, I was interested in seeing this one. Had that place not opened up, we would have never noticed or checked out this place that we just put an offer in, because this place was still active on all of the websites. And so I was very interested and intrigued to check out if we could still see it, because then that maybe meant it was back on the market or something fell through. That was just another sign that it was like, oh wow, had this not happened or this not popped up, we wouldn't have gotten here to this point to see it, and then for Spencer to love it just as much as I did. There's just so many good signs about this place. So right now we are just in a spot where we're waiting and hoping that it doesn't work out for somebody else so that it'll work out for us. So that is where I will leave you, because that is where we are left. We don't know if we're gonna get it or not. If it doesn't work out, that's okay. And if it does work out, that's great. Ultimately, we really believe that God's hand is in this whole decision-making process, and what is meant to be for us is what's going to happen. So whether that's we get this place and we move in, and if we don't get it, then that's because God has something else in store for us. He has a different place. He has a different plan. What you think you're gonna do changes so quickly, and you just have to be open to it. And that can be very hard, but that's just about all a part of the process. So thank you so much for watching this video. It was really fun to film, to bring you along with this whole journey. If you're looking into buying something as well, then you probably feel the same way that we do. Anyway, thank you so much, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye.